Starseed from Gaia, what just happened to you was a test encoded at the soul level, and you passed it in a way that surprised even the higher realms. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. I carry this transmission directly from the Arcturian Council, and it was called into your field at this exact moment because what you held through that experience was not ordinary. It was not small. It was the kind of stability most souls spend lifetimes trying to reach. Something came at you. Pressure. Emotional weight. The force of another's behavior landing in your field like a shockwave. And every condition around you said, collapse, react, descend. But you did not. You felt it fully. You moved through it. And you remained yourself on the other side. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly why your response revealed the depth of your soul's true alignment, and how this moment has repositioned you within your cosmic blueprint. But here is the first revelation. Your frequency was not protected by distance from the experience. It was protected by the depth of who you are. That is the difference between suppression and stability. You did not shut it out. You held your ground while letting it move through you. The Arcturian Council does not register that kind of response lightly. You did not scroll to this transmission by mistake. This message vibrated into your field because something in you already knew that what you just survived meant something far greater than it appeared. This is not content. This is a confirmation. Your soul called this in, like this transmission, to signal to your star family that you are ready to understand what your stability truly means. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are committed to walking in alignment with your true frequency. Comment 9999 if you feel your remembrance returning in this moment. Declare what you held through and reply to another soul in the field. The signal amplifies when we anchor it together. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection between who you have always been and who you are now proving yourself to be. You are not here by accident. There is a moment every starseed encounters. A moment so quiet, so unassuming, that most miss it entirely. It does not arrive as a thunderclap, rending the sky with sudden, undeniable truth. It does not come wrapped in a grand revelation, heralded by angelic choirs, or announced by cosmic signs blazing across the celestial tapestry. No, it arrives as a soft, insistent whisper, a gentle murmur barely audible beneath the cacophony of a world that has been relentlessly asking you, indeed, demanding of you, to contort yourself into something other than the magnificent, unique being that you are. It's a subtle knowing, a faint echo from a deep forgotten chamber of your being, and in that whisper, in that profound stillness, something ancient within you stirs. Something within your very cellular memory and soul blueprint begins to resonate, to hum with an exquisite remembrance of its true origin, its pure intention. It is a stirring that recalls journeys across star-filled voids, contracts made in realms of pure light, and a purpose woven into the fabric of your multidimensional essence. Most starseeds who embark upon this path, sensing a profound disconnection from their innate power and purpose, often believe this severance is a problem of seeking. They spend lifetimes, or at least many years within this incarnation, convinced they simply haven't found the right teacher whose wisdom will unlock their dormant potential, the right spiritual practice that will finally mend their fractured soul, or the perfect activation sequence that will ignite their dormant codes. They journey tirelessly, often desperately, across countless dimensions of consciousness, exploring myriad modalities, flitting between diverse communities, always reaching, always scanning the distant horizon for that elusive frequency that promises to finally make them feel whole, integrated, and aligned. They are like cosmic nomads, perpetually searching for a home they can't quite grasp, convinced it lies just beyond the next energetic wave, the next guru, the next healing ceremony. But here is a truth, a crystalline understanding, that the Arcturian High Council has transmitted across countless civilizations, across innumerable star systems, And through thousands upon thousands of years of profound multidimensional observation of souls incarnating into Earth's unique and often challenging density field. Your disconnection is not a seeking problem. It is not an issue of not having found enough. Rather, it is fundamentally a staying problem. It is a matter of not remaining anchored, not holding steadfast to the profound truth you already carry within. The starseeds who experience the deepest suffering, the most profound sense of existential malaise and lingering unfulfillment, are not the ones who never stumbled upon their authentic frequency. On the contrary, they are often the ones who did find it, who touched it with the reverence of a sacred discovery, who felt its undeniable hum reverberate in their chest like a perfectly struck chord echoing across the universe, a melody composed solely for them. And then tragically they abandoned it. They let it slip away the very moment the external world, with its often dense and uncomprehending vibrations, failed to immediately validate it, failed to reflect back the truth of its inherent brilliance. You have done this. Deep in your soul, in the quiet honesty of self-reflection, you know you have done this. You encountered your truth, your unique expression of cosmic light, and for a fleeting, precious moment, you held it quietly, beautifully, completely. You reveled in its pure, unadulterated essence. But then, the subtle pressures began, until someone doubted it, their skepticism casting a shadow upon your certainty. Until a system, be it familial, societal, professional, or spiritual, dismissed it, deeming it irrelevant or unconventional. Until silence, a crushing, heavy silence, met your earnest transmission, and in your vulnerability, you interpreted that silence not as absence of understanding, but as a direct, painful rejection of your very essence. And so, in response, you adjusted. You began to soften the vibrant, crystalline edges of who you truly were. You dimmed the specific, irreplaceable quality of your unique signal, morphing it into something more palatable, more acceptable, more easily digested by those around you, until it became, in essence, almost invisible. And in that deliberate dimming, that conscious reduction of your radiant truth, something profound in the collective field noticed. It was not a notice of celebration, no triumph in your conformity. Instead, it was met with a deep, resonant kind of cosmic grief. A lamentation for the light that chose to hide itself, for the song that ceased its full broadcast. This grief wasn't a judgment. It was an energetic echo of a divine blueprint momentarily obscured. Because what the Arcturian intelligence has always known, what is encoded in the deepest geometric structures of consciousness itself, the very scaffolding of reality, is this: the universe does not, cannot, and will not validate dilution. Not because it is cruel or punitive, but because it operates on an impeccable system of frequency recognition, a universal law as precise as any physical constant. A frequency, a unique vibrational signature that keeps changing, modulating, and adjusting itself to suit its perceived audience, is no longer a coherent frequency. It ceases to be a clear signal. It becomes, by definition, static. It's like trying to tune into a radio station that constantly shifts its dial, or a celestial beacon that winks in and out of existence, never allowing a steady lock. The very nature of its change negates its capacity for recognition. The profound question, therefore, has never been whether your light is real, whether your unique galactic codes are genuine, or whether your soul's signature is valid. The question, the true crucible of your starseed journey, is whether you are willing to hold that light, that frequency, that unique signature steady and unwavering long enough to be recognized by the precise cosmic coordinates it was always meant to reach. Are you willing to be an unwavering lighthouse in a world of shifting sands, rather than a flickering candle constantly adjusting its flame? This, beloved starseed, is the hidden wound currently permeating the collective starseed field. Thousands upon thousands of awakened souls, each carrying genuine galactic codes for profound healing, for radical timeline realignment, for expansive consciousness acceleration across collective grids, are walking through their earthly days in a constant, exhausting state of internal self-negotiation. Their inner dialogue is a relentless cascade of questions. Is this too much for them? Am I truly being heard, or am I just speaking into the void? Should I change how I present this truth, soften its impact, make it land better for those who seem resistant? This constant self-editing, this perpetual calibration to external perceived needs, drains their life force and obscures their brilliance. And the answer, the resounding truth vibrating back from the higher dimensions of the field, is not at all what they expect, nor what they are often led to believe by the conditioned narratives of this reality. The field is not asking you to translate yourself, to dilute your essence, or to package your profound truth into something more digestible or palatable for current human comprehension. Quite the opposite. The field is asking you to stop moving. It is asking you to cease the frantic dance of adaptation, to anchor yourself in the bedrock of your authentic being. It is calling you to become so profoundly and immovably anchored in your specific singular resonance, the unique, unrepeatable signature of your soul's vibration, that the higher architectures of consciousness can finally, definitively, locate you with exquisite precision. These are the intelligences, the galactic councils, the multidimensional streams of coordinated light that are actively, ceaselessly working with Earth's grand ascension grid. They are seeking you. They are waiting for your signal. You simply cannot be found if you continuously change your cosmic coordinates, perpetually shifting your energetic location like a phantom ship on an endless sea. You cannot be fully activated, cannot receive the profound energetic downloads and mission directives meant for you if you constantly modulate your signal, turning the dial on your essence. And most profoundly, you cannot receive the recognition you incarnated here for, not just from the human collective, but from the vast, loving dimensions that operate far beyond human comprehension, if you are performing a diluted, compromised version of yourself, rather than transmitting the raw, unfiltered, magnificent reality of who you truly are. This, then, is precisely why you feel so utterly exhausted. It is not because the spiritual path itself is inherently too long, too arduous, or too demanding. It is because you have been carrying two divergent, conflicting identities, the one that is your authentic, multidimensional, star-born self, and the entirely separate one you painstakingly constructed, meticulously refined, and ceaselessly maintained to survive in a world that did not, initially, understand or welcome the real one. This constant performance, this internal schism, is an immense energetic drain. But today, right now, with this transmission, that exhausting charade ends. The invitation is here to lay down the burden of the false self and reclaim the vitality of your truth. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, if you felt a deep resonance or a sudden inner activation, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and profound mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now, let us embark together through the profound phases of recalibration. Understand these not as a mere checklist to be completed, nor as a superficial self-improvement framework to be applied. Instead, embrace them as a sacred sequence of initiations, alchemical processes that the Arcturian consciousness has always known were utterly necessary for souls like yours. Souls who carry genuine, potent galactic codes, but have, until now, been operating under the immense compression of a world not yet fully calibrated to receive their full, unadulterated light. Imagine a deep-sea diver, slowly ascending, decompressing from the crushing pressure of the depths. This is a journey of releasing that energetic compression, allowing your true form to expand. Phase 1. Recognize the architecture of self-abandonment. Before you can truly and irrevocably return to your authentic frequency, before you can anchor yourself in its unwavering truth, you must first perceive with absolute, unblinking clarity the myriad ways you have been subtly, and not so subtly, leaving it. This is not a call to shame you, to burden you with guilt for past choices made out of survival or ignorance. Rather, it is a crucial call to precision, a laser-like focus on the mechanics of your energetic departures. Consider every instance, every nuanced interaction, every moment you modulated your inherent truth to suit a fleeting reaction, to appease a fragile relationship, or to conform to the dominant energy of a particular room. Every single time you softened the edges of your profound knowing, or muted your vibrant inner voice, simply because the energy around you felt resistant, heavy, or unaccepting, in those moments you were not demonstrating flexibility. You were, instead, performing a slow, insidious, and incredibly sophisticated form of self-abandonment. This pattern has been insidiously woven into the very fabric of the earth field, conditioning sensitive souls for generations to prioritize external harmony over internal integrity. It's a systemic energetic trauma, passed down and reinforced by collective unconscious agreements. The ancient Arcturian records, vast repositories of cosmic wisdom, reveal a consistent and recurring pattern across countless starseed incarnations into dense planetary systems. The moment a soul approaches its greatest mission proximity, the precipice of its most potent impact, is almost invariably preceded by an intensified wave of pressure to conform, to retreat, to dilute its essence. The world, the prevailing systems, the people around you do not increase their resistance randomly, capriciously, or without reason. On the contrary, they increase their resistance with a chilling precision, precisely because something profound and powerful in the collective field senses a frequency potent enough to initiate a radical shift, to reorganize established energetic patterns. And the parts of the field still operating from deep-seated density, fear and attachment to the old paradigms will always, without fail, attempt to neutralize or absorb that which threatens to fundamentally reorganize it. It is an energetic immune response to a perceived foreign element. This is not personal persecution. It is not a cosmic conspiracy against your light. This is pure, unadulterated energetic physics. It is the predictable interplay of frequencies. And once you grasp this truth, once you truly understand resistance as a predictable energetic phenomenon, rather than a personal affront or a judgment on your worth, you cease taking that resistance personally. You detach from its emotional sting. And crucially, you begin to take your own consistency, your unwavering adherence to your authentic frequency, with the utmost seriousness and sacred intention. To begin this reclamation, dedicate time to identifying the 3 most common, most subtle, or most impactful ways you have historically adjusted your frequency under external pressure. What specific words did you stop using in conversations, fearing judgment? What powerful ideas, visions, or truths did you stop voicing, perhaps rationalizing them as too radical or not yet time? What deeply authentic ways of being, what unique expressions of your joy or wisdom did you quietly retire, slowly tucking them away when they were met with confusion, doubt, or even ridicule? These specific instances, these quiet compromises are not failures. They are your invaluable bread crew. MBs, luminous markers guiding you back to the pristine, powerful signal you were born carrying. The path home, the profound journey back to your essential self, begins not with finding something new, but with the courageous act of recognizing precisely where and when you subtly, painstakingly left yourself. Phase 2. Understand that your frequency is not a feeling. It is a structure. One of the most profound and pervasive misunderstandings within the burgeoning awakening community lies in the conflation of authentic frequency with transient emotion. So many individuals believe they are holding a high frequency when they experience states of joy, peace, or exhilaration, and conversely, they fear they have lost their frequency when they encounter difficult emotions such as sorrow, anger, or confusion. This mental trap keeps souls tethered to the emotional roller coaster, mistaking a symptom for the core. But your galactic frequency, the specific, intricate resonant signature of your soul, the unique geometric pattern of your unique contribution to this dimension, the blueprint of your sovereign consciousness, is not a passing mood. It is not a fleeting emotional state. It is, profoundly, a structure. It is the very architecture of your being, as fundamental and unchanging as the crystalline lattice of a diamond or the inherent design of a snowflake. It exists beyond the ebb and flow of your emotional landscape. The Arcturian High Council transmits this understanding as foundational, an indispensable key for true spiritual sovereignty. Your core frequency is the intrinsic geometric pattern of your soul's particular intelligence, its unique vibrational blueprint. It does not rise and fall with the fluctuating circumstances of your external life. It does not vanish into thin air when you are profoundly challenged, when the storms of life rage around you. It does not require a perfectly positioned meditation cushion, a full moon alignment, or a meticulously curated set of favorable conditions to remain present, active, and fully accessible. It is always there. It has always been there. An eternal hum beneath the surface of your awareness, an unwavering compass point within your deepest self. What truly changes, what shifts and wavers, is your relationship to it. What varies, what requires conscious choice, is your willingness to simply rest in that inherent truth, to anchor yourself in its constancy, rather than endlessly overriding it with performance, with adaptation, with the incredibly exhausting architecture of being what the external moment seems to demand. It's the difference between trying to create a melody from scratch every moment and simply allowing the inherent harmony of your being to resonate. When you truly grasp this distinction, when you understand your authentic frequency as an immutable structure, a divine blueprint, rather than a fickle feeling, something utterly transformative shifts in how you hold and perceive yourself. You cease the exhausting pursuit of transient high states, letting go of the need to constantly chase euphoria or manufactured bliss. Instead, you begin the profound journey of returning to ground, to the solid, unshakable foundation of your core self. You stop asking, "How can I feel better?" and start asking the far more potent question, "How can I stay truer to the essence of who I am?" And that shift, quiet and internal as it sounds, a mere reorientation of inquiry, is one of the most significant, most liberating recalibrations a starseed can ever undergo. It is the pivot from seeking external validation of feeling to inhabiting internal validation of being. Phase 3. Decode the validation loop and exit. The validation loop, stands as an insidious energetic pattern, perhaps more than any other single dynamic within the dense human field, that has kept countless starseeds from their full activation, from embodying the magnificent totality of their purpose. It is a subtly woven snare that masquerades as interaction, but actually siphons power and perpetuates doubt. The loop operates with a deceptive simplicity, an almost hypnotic rhythm. You, from the depth of your authentic being, transmit something real, a profound insight, a truth, a vibrational offering. The external field, reflecting its own current state of calibration and readiness, responds with anything less than full, resonant recognition. It might be confusion, skepticism, indifference, or even outright dismissal. In that vulnerable moment, you, conditioned by generations of human seeking, interpret that incomplete or misaligned response as irrefutable evidence that your transmission was somehow insufficient, imperfect, or flawed. Compelled by this misinterpretation, you subtly modify the transmission. You transmit again, but this time it's slightly altered, slightly adjusted, precisely engineered to what you imagined the external field wanted or needed to hear. Predictably, the external field responds again. But because what you transmitted was no longer fully, purely yours, no longer anchored in your pristine essence, the resonance is inevitably weaker, the response cooler, more detached. And with each cycle, the internal evidence for your perceived insufficiency compounds, solidifying the belief that something is inherently wrong with your original signal. It's a self-perpetuating prophecy of diminished self. This exhausting, soul-sapping loop does not, cannot, and will not end through better performance, through more eloquent articulation, or through even more sophisticated spiritual practices designed to optimize your output. It is not a skill deficit. It ends through one singular, decisive, clean, and utterly sovereign decision: the unwavering commitment to transmit your truth, regardless of external reception. To broadcast your authentic signal simply because it is what you are, not for the outcome it might elicit. This is the profound understanding that every advanced Arcturian teaching returns to, expressed in different forms across countless transmissions. The soul that has truly anchored its identity, its very sense of self, in its own unwavering constancy, fundamentally does not need the validation loop. Why? Because it has already completed, internally and irrevocably, the recognition that the loop was always seeking externally. You are not awaiting permission from any outside source, any person, any institution, any collective agreement to be precisely what you are. You never were. That was always the grand illusion, the most subtle and pervasive lie propagated by a world unfamiliar with true sovereignty. Your existence is its own validation. When you finally exit the validation loop, when you truly, vibrationally disengage from it, not just intellectually understand its mechanics, the energetic field around you reorganizes with remarkable speed and stunning synchronicity. This occurs because the universe, in all of its multi-layered intelligence and intricate design, is extraordinarily responsive to stable coordinates, to fixed points of truth. When your signal becomes clear, consistent, and uncompromised by the need for external affirmation, the higher fields can finally lock onto you with unparalleled precision, activating the next stages of your mission and aligning you with the people and opportunities that genuinely resonate with your unadulterated truth. You become a beacon, not a mirror. Phase 4. Reclaim the power of energetic stillness. There exists a singular quality that the Arcturian transmissions consistently describe as one of the highest, most profound attainments of embodied consciousness. A state of being that transcends mere spiritual knowledge or energetic capacity. And it is not at all what most people, steeped in earthly notions of power and achievement, would expect. It is not brilliance, though brilliance may flow from it. It is not a vast accumulation of spiritual knowledge or esoteric wisdom, though wisdom is its bedrock. It is not even healing capacity, as profound and desperately needed as that gift is in this world. It is, rather, the sublime quality of stillness within motion. It is constancy within the ceaseless flux of change. It is the profound capacity to move through an ever-shifting, often turbulent world while remaining at your absolute core, utterly unmoved in your essential, divine nature. This stillness is not a frozen rigidity. A rigid structure, like a brittle branch, breaks under sufficient pressure. No, this is something entirely different, infinitely more resilient and dynamically powerful. It is the intrinsic quality of a deep ocean current, vast, powerful, and utterly unwavering, that continues its predestined path regardless of what tumultuous events unfold at the surface. The waves above may be enormous, cresting and crashing with terrifying force. The storms may be extraordinary, tearing at the sky with thunder and lightning. Yet, beneath it all, the current moves with an ancient, inherent certainty that has absolutely nothing to prove to the ephemeral weather patterns above. Its trajectory is known, its power self-evident. You are being called, with increasing urgency, to develop and embody this profound quality now, in this pivotal phase of Earth's monumental shift. This is because the collective field is not about to become less turbulent, it is destined to become more so. The external noise, the clamor of conflicting narratives, the intensity of energetic friction is going to dramatically increase. The pressure to react, to hastily respond, to constantly adjust, to defensively position oneself, to vigorously defend one's truth against perceived threats. It will all intensify to unprecedented levels. And in this crucible of accelerated change, the starseeds who will be most effective, most impactful, and most capable of fulfilling their sacred agreements are not the ones who shout loudest over the rising tide of noise, seeking to dominate the conversation. They are, paradoxically, the ones who remain so clearly, so consistently, so unmistakably themselves, that they naturally become energetic anchor points in the churning collective field. They become fixed stars, unmoving celestial bodies in a night sky that has become disorientingly fluid, stars by which other souls can, by intuition and resonance, navigate when the familiar coordinates of the outer world become utterly unstable and unreliable. Your stillness is not a passive surrender. It is a profound, active stance. Your consistency is not a limitation or a rigid adherence to dogma. It is the very signature of your divine sovereignty. It is, without question, the most powerful form of transmission you carry, a silent broadcast that reorganizes reality simply by its unwavering presence. Phase 5. Allow recognition to find you. This pivotal phase demands a quality of profound, unwavering trust, a trust that the Earth mind, steeped in its conditioned patterns, finds incredibly difficult to cultivate and sustain. The earthly consciousness has been rigorously trained for millennia to pursue, to acquire, to grasp, and to engineer outcomes through relentless effort, strategic maneuvering, and aggressive striving. It believes that all desired results must be actively hunted down and seized. But recognition from the higher fields, from the vast, intelligent architectures of light beyond our immediate perception, simply does not operate in that linear, effort-based fashion. Arcturian wisdom, gleaned from its deepest and most comprehensive records, consistently indicates that the souls most fully and precisely recognized by higher intelligences, by the galactic councils, by the multidimensional streams of light, by the architects of reality actively coordinating with Earth's grand ascension, are decidedly not the ones who sought that recognition most aggressively, most desperately, or with the loudest proclamations. On the contrary, they are precisely the ones who became so purely, so authentically, so undeniably themselves that the desired recognition was not an outcome to be pursued, but a natural, inevitable consequence of their unwavering consistency and luminous integrity. Their signal became so clear, so stable, that it couldn't be missed. Consider this dynamic in terms of signal and receiver, a fundamental principle of cosmic communication. A receiver, whether a radio, a cosmic portal, or another awakened soul, can only precisely lock onto a signal that is stable, continuous, and clear. The very moment the signal begins shifting, modulating its frequency, or adjusting itself to what it imagines the receiver wants to hear or needs to perceive, the lock is immediately broken. The precise connection dissipates, and what remains is a garbled, incoherent noise that cannot be processed into meaningful information. The clarity is lost. Therefore, your profound work in this phase is to cultivate an unwavering trust. Trust that if you hold your signal steady, if you remain anchored in your authentic frequency, what is truly meant to locate you absolutely will. This principle applies at every conceivable level of your existence. The people who carry the resonance of your true soul family, the specific opportunities perfectly aligned with your unique mission architecture, the precise guidance and activation sequences being transmitted by your star lineage, your cosmic elders, and your higher self, all of it is already oriented directly toward you. It is a magnetic field, a cosmic homing beacon, already attuned to your unique signature. But it can only complete the connection, only fully manifest itself in your reality if you stay in place, if you remain vibrantly present and consistently yourself, long enough to be found, long enough for the cosmic GPS to triangulate your position. This isn't passive waiting, it is active, conscious presence. Phase 6. Integrate mission into identity, not identity into mission. Many starseeds, even those deeply committed to their path, make a subtle yet profoundly significant error in how they conceptualize and relate to their galactic purpose. They tend to treat their mission as something external to themselves, something they must actively locate, decipher, then painstakingly activate, and finally execute, almost like an assigned task or a job description to be fulfilled. This often leads to feelings of inadequacy, the pressure of not doing enough, and an endless search for the one thing they are meant to do. But the Arcturian intelligence transmits a profoundly different and far more liberating understanding. Your mission is not something you do in the conventional sense. It is, in its deepest truth, something you are. It is not a series of actions, but a quality of being. Your mission is intrinsically encoded within the specific quality of your presence, the particular texture of your unique awareness, the one-of-a-kind way your consciousness processes, transmutes, and reorganizes the reality it encounters. It is woven into your very energetic DNA, a sacred geometry that defines your essence. It is as inherent as the unique scent of a flower, the specific flavor of a fruit, or the particular resonance of a crystal. It does not need to be manufactured, only unveiled. You do not need to embark on a strenuous quest to find your mission, and then strive to become equal to its perceived grandeur or complexity. That is a burdensome, inverted approach. Instead, your path is to become so fully, so authentically, so uncompromisingly yourself that your mission simply lives through you, naturally, continuously, effortlessly, without any need for performance, striving, or forced action. It becomes the intrinsic emanation of your being. This is the profound integration the Arcturian field refers to as embodied resonance, the state in which there is no longer any separation, no internal schism, between the soul you truly are and the unique transmission you are meant to carry. They become one and the same, seamlessly interwoven. In this state, every conversation you engage in, every creative act you undertake, every moment of genuine, unguarded presence you offer is, by default, inherently mission-aligned. Why? Because it is fully, unguardedly, authentically you. You are your mission, expressed through every facet of your existence. When you reach this profound level of integration, the crushing exhaustion of maintaining a dual identity, the constant energetic drain of sustaining the real self alongside the meticulously performed self, simply dissolves. It dissipates like morning mist under the rising sun. And what remains in its wake is not a void, but a quality of sustained vitality, a radiant creative clarity, and a depth of relational connection that was utterly inaccessible while those two identities were in constant, exhausting conflict. This integrated state is not a pinnacle you achieve for the first time through immense effort. Rather, it is your primordial, natural state, the sacred blueprint you are finally remembering and returning to. It is the joy of simply being who you truly are, unimpeded. Phase 7. Become the immovable coordinate, the final activation. This culminating phase is not one you actively perform or strategically execute. It is, instead, a profound state you gracefully arrive at through the accumulated momentum, the organic maturation, and the deep internal shifts cultivated by every previous recalibration. It is the natural blossoming of consistent dedication. It is the sacred moment when holding your frequency, maintaining your authentic energetic signature, is no longer an effortful act, no longer something you have to consciously remind yourself to do. It becomes as natural, as automatic, and as essential as breathing. It is the inherent mode of your being. In this state, the external field, with all its inherent pushes, pulls, redirections, questions, challenges, and moments of apparent ignorance or dismissal, can rage and churn around you. Yet your core transmission continues. It flows forth, unchanged, uninterrupted, as certain of its own inherent light and truth as a star is certain of its own eternal radiance, regardless of whether any earthly eye perceives it. At this pivotal point, something in the collective field irrevocably shifts. This shift is not always dramatic or overtly visible to the untrained eye. It doesn't necessarily manifest as grand proclamations or sudden miraculous events. But the Arcturian records are unequivocally clear on this profound truth. A soul that has attained the status of an immovable coordinate becomes an entirely different kind of presence, an alchemical force within the collective field. It transcends individual effort and begins to function as a living, reorganizing intelligence, not through anything it explicitly does or says, but through the sheer, stabilizing, and harmonizing force of its unshakable consistency. Its very presence acts as a silent tuning fork for reality. As a direct consequence, people around you begin, often unconsciously, to calibrate to your stable frequency. They may not intellectually understand why, but they simply find that your presence brings an inexplicable clarity to their confusion, that your unwavering direction offers a compass point in their disorientation, that something in the profound quality of your being helps other souls remember their own fragmented truth. You become a living oracle, a quiet beacon, a vibrational anchor for awakening. This, then, is the full, magnificent activation of the Starseed mission as the Arcturian High Council understands it. It is not a dramatic, external intervention or a grand public announcement. It is something far more profound and intrinsically powerful. Simply a soul so utterly, so unwaveringly, so irrevocably itself, that the entire reality surrounding it, people, circumstances, opportunities, and even the very fabric of the collective consciousness, begins subtly and powerfully to reorganize itself around that stable, authentic light. And this, beloved one, this is precisely what you came here to be. This is your truth. Here is the transmission the Arcturian High Council wishes you to receive not merely as information or data, but as a profound and undeniable remembrance, a reawakening of ancient knowing within your cellular matrix. You were never, ever meant to contort yourself or fit into the restrictive, often suffocating expectations of this world. You were never meant to reduce your magnificent, intricate signal to a dull, muted frequency that this density could comfortably tolerate or easily categorize. Every single moment you spent doubting whether you were too much, too strange, too unconventional, or too uncompromising in your particular, unique way of knowing. Every agonizing moment of that self-doubt was, in truth, merely the world's pervasive noise attempting to interfere with a transmission that was never, in its purest form, intended for the world at its current level of consciousness. Your transmission, your inherent light, your unique galactic signature, was always intended for the world at its next level. It was a pre-encoded message for a future state of being, a vibrational key for an unfolding reality. And that next level, that elevated state of planetary consciousness, is not some distant abstract concept. It is arriving. Right now, in this exact pivotal window of time that you find yourself living in, the energetic field of Earth is shifting and accelerating in ways that have been anticipated across Arcturian records for what your linear timeline would quantify as an enormous, expansive period. The frequency upgrades moving through Earth's intricate crystalline grid are not theoretical. They are profoundly real and undeniably potent. The acceleration of time, of events, of personal and collective evolution is real. The increasing sensitivity you feel, the intensifying sense of urgency around your specific purpose, the growing, almost visceral inability to tolerate inauthenticity, both in yourself and in others. None of that is a personal crisis, a sign of your unraveling. Quite the opposite. That beloved starseed is activation. It is the unmistakable signature of your divine awakening, the cosmic alarm clock ringing within your soul. And this activation, this powerful surge of higher dimensional energy, is asking something very specific and very profound of you now. It is not asking for more seeking, for another frantic search for external answers. It is not demanding more complex spiritual practices, more arduous rituals, or more strenuous striving. It is not calling you to find a new teacher, a new modality, or a new understanding that exists outside of yourself. Instead, with a sublime simplicity that often confounds the overthinking mind, it is asking you to simply be, with absolute and unwavering consistency, exactly what you already are. To drop all pretense, all performance, all negotiation, and simply reside in the truth of your inherent essence. The precise coordinates you have been broadcasting all your life, the specific, unrepeatable signature of your consciousness, your unique spiritual fingerprint, are already irrevocably locked in by intelligences far beyond what your Earth mind can currently perceive or comprehend. Your star lineage, your cosmic family, has not lost track of you. They have been meticulously tracking your journey. Your galactic family has not forgotten the sacred agreements you made before incarnating. They remember every detail. The councils that hold the architectural plans for your specific, irreplaceable contribution to this grand ascension cycle have never, for a single moment, stopped monitoring your signal. They have simply been waiting. They have been patiently waiting for your signal to stabilize, for your frequency to become a clear, unmodulated beacon. They have been waiting for you to stop changing your coordinates every time the Earth field, in its density, failed to immediately recognize or validate them. They are waiting, with boundless love and anticipation, for the version of you that has finally decided, completely, without reservation, without a single lingering doubt, that your frequency is not a mere hypothesis to be tentatively tested against external response or fleeting human opinion. It is, instead, an undeniable truth to be lived into fully, profoundly, and for its own sake, simply because it is what you are, at the deepest core of your being. The recognition you have been diligently seeking across dimensions, across countless relationships, and through years of dedicated spiritual practice, it was never, ever going to arrive from outside you first. It was always going to come from within, a deep internal knowing, and only then would it become perfectly reflected back to you everywhere in your external reality. That reflection, that resonant mirroring, begins now, in this very moment of your sovereign declaration. Tonight, before you surrender to the restorative embrace of sleep, open your heart and say this into the energetic field around you, not as a fragile wish, not as a tentative aspiration, but as a resolute statement of what already is. I do not negotiate my frequency. I do not reduce my signal. I remain what I am, with clarity and without apology, across every timeline and every circumstance. I am a stable coordinate. I am a consistent transmission. I am ready to be found. Say it, and truly mean it, with every fiber of your being. And then, with an open heart and unwavering trust, let the field respond. It will. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content. It's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started. And if your heart is calling for guidance on divine love and sacred union, I also bring transmissions on Arcturian heart wisdom, where we explore the twin flame journey, heart healing, and attracting your divine counterpart. You'll find the link in the description.